There is a supernatural world that surrounds us. Sometimes it manifests to people like you and me. You'll hear stories about this and so much more right here on Supernatural Confrontations. I am your intrepid host, Marzulli. Welcome to Supernatural Confrontations. Hit the subscribe button below. Today is an old friend. Al and I met in 2016, and it's going on 10 years. Pretty amazing. And Al is, how do I say this? Al was one of the tent poles in our UFO film series, and every now and then he comes on the record, and he does so tonight. And we'll get into that, but first a word from our trusted sponsor. Hey folks, Peggy's been using these products and she absolutely loves them. Double check the cleaning products in your home because new research suggests they might be slowly poisoning you. A study involving 30 cleaning products revealed they could release hundreds of hazardous compounds into the air. This is why we are cleaning our home with these amazing cleaning supplies. Folks, they are incredible. These cleaning products revolutionized Peggy's and cleaning routine. I wish I could say I was involved in that, but not really. And helped ensure a safer, healthier living environment for myself and my family. Prioritize the health and safety of your home and get a 60-day risk-free trial by visiting www.discountcleansupply.com. Once again, discountcleansupply.com, or simply by clicking the link down below. Folks, you won't regret it. So Al, thank you so much for joining us. And you're up in Vancouver, and I've been here. It's a beautiful place, but it's also a place that's got some really funky stuff and weird stuff going on. Of course, we're talking about missing people, missing time, orbs, encounters. What do you want to bring to the table tonight?
Well, what I've been researching lately, and it's up close with friends of mine, hauntings, actually UFOs showing up first, and hauntings in the house, fashion. My friend ended up setting up cameras outside and sent me a text showing me his camera going off, and I go, let me guess, 2 a.m. He goes, 57. Sent you that. Did you get that? That's shows the cameras go off at almost 2 a.m. Something happens outside. You see these floating white orbs, and then the next thing you know, in the house, stuff is going. Children being possessed, wife being choked out by something she can't see. I've heard 5 cases of 5 different people just out here in this area.
Yeah, I mean something's going on. I would lean towards we're in a moment of time, which is, in my opinion, unprecedented. What I mean by that, it seems like, and we've heard this before, the veil, as it were, between 2 dimensions is really thinning, and they, nefarious entities, fallen angels, demons, and all their consorts, and the whole deal from Hell's Kitchen, seems to be growing bolder, if I can use that word. It's always gone on, but we're getting more and more reports. And some people will say, well, that's just because of the internet and it's easy. I understand that. But I mean, you're up there and and I know, because this is like a depot here. People send me stuff all the time. It seems like things are ramping up. Your thoughts when you hear that?
The cases I'm hearing just out here in this area, I mean, people filming these orbs. I know I sent you a couple, and one of them for sure is lens flare. Some of these other orbs, I had this girl that was walking home at midnight, 5 blocks, and all of a sudden, an absolutely overwhelming feeling of fear. Just normal walking, going home, 5 blocks, and then fear, panic. She looked up, and there's one of those green orbs following her. When she looked up and it saw her, it darted off and then just disappeared. Other cases, people are seeing them. There's one lady, she filmed them in her washroom. Said she felt she was being watched. This girl knows her stuff. Felt she was being watched, took out her camera and filmed 4 or 5 of these orbs. Yeah, just some crazy stuff. A lot of people being possessed by these entities that you can't see, feel a presence. It's all of it coming from the same source, all of it. And there's just overwhelming cases, one after another. Can you show those pictures or?
I know I will. I'm going to send them over to John Adam, and John Adam can, post them up while we're talking. There's one that caught my eye. It's hard to say what we're looking at, but it's almost like it's a very demonic looking entity that's trying to come through.
That's another case from about 6 months ago. I know I've sent you that picture before, but it's creepy, but mildly. This guy's leaving his house with his girlfriend. It's about 9:30 at night, and it's dark out. It's, I guess, a few months ago, and the lights start flickering on and off outside the house and inside the house. The girl goes like this: "If there is a presence here, show yourself."
Mistake number one.
I've made a few. Okay, they get in the truck, the guy's truck, and both of them feel a presence behind them. Freaked right out. This guy's smart enough to grab his camera, and he took a pic, but didn't see anything. That night when they got home, because it went away after he took the picture, they felt normal. When they got home, he goes, "Oh, I'm just going to look at my phone, see if anything showed up." Told them what showed up. That it's what do you call that? An incubus?
Incubus. Well, incubus and succubus usually appear when a person is in the supine position, they're asleep, and that's when they attack sleep paralysis. And of course, Vicki Joy Anderson, we published her book on sleep paralysis. They only come out at night, and she's really done the deep dive on that, folks. You can go to our website and check it out, lamarzulli.com. I'm not so sure it's an incubus or a succubus. Whatever it is, it's from Hell's Kitchen. And you can't sit down with these guys and have an interview. It's like, well, tell us, what's going on here? I mean, we just can't do that. So a lot of it is conjecture, but I think the picture will speak for itself, and we'll show that. The bottom line is, and I'll get one of my little mugs here, Al, and you can see it: rebuke first and ask questions later. And it's, Jesus' name is above all other names. There's no doubt. And when we call on him in earnest, he shows up and he changes things. He'll send his angels. The atmosphere will change. It will. The atmosphere from fear and darkness will change into peace, because he is the Prince of Peace. Al, you also had a UFO sighting, which you sent me. Tell us about that, please.
That's Mexico. A gentleman I was going to do a podcast with had some bad things going on. So we just had a small chat. I've got to get back to him. But he sent me this footage. He said he's in New Mexico, going for a walk on a trail up, and they see something coming towards them in the sky. He described it as twice the size of a Walmart. Wow. He was able to take a pic. And that pink thing is what showed up. Not the ship. That's what showed up.
What did they have any missing time after that, or what?
Oh, I asked him that. He goes, "No, the thing took off and gone." And he goes, "Oh, I got great footage." And when he played it back on his phone,
nothing there.
Like most of us, just a weird, glowing, pinkish ball of light. And he said this thing was huge.
It's amazing how people go, "Why is it always a blurry creature or a blurry?" Because they whatever they are, they mess with our cameras. I mean, we were at the debris field, and it's in our film. Shameless plug. in the debris field, evidence from the debris field right there. And what was amazing is we were interviewing Chuck Zukowski and Frank Kimbler in the debris field. The batteries in the camera were fully charged. All of a sudden, just like that, they're drained. Now, I've seen this before, so it doesn't catch me by surprise. But that's what, I mean, they can do that. I was speaking at a church in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which was really a hoot. Mondo Gonzalez and Pete Garcia, Lee Brainerd, and myself were speaking. And I was doing the rungs on the ladder of disclosure, and all of a sudden, computer just completely shut down. And this is a brand new computer. It's only like 2 years old, and it's a high-end Mac. Just completely shut down. And I prayed and I restarted it, and there was no. But this is par for the course. Your thoughts?
Totally, they shut off cars. When people set up these cameras in the woods and that, I just think to myself, really, these things are watchers. They watch everyone.
That's right.
They know what you do. When you've seen them, they've already seen you. So setting up cameras, the odd time you get maybe a blurry shot, the odd time you do get a good shot, maybe the odd time you can surprise them. 9 out of 10 times, no. They have control. That's why that lady, the last interview we did, she couldn't take videos. I talked to her again. She couldn't take videos, but she could take pictures of these. Very strange.
Very strange.
I want her taking videos.
Wow. Al, it's always great to touch base with you, and you're, a friend of our show, and and a friend. I mean, I haven't seen you in person since 2016, but especially with Canada and getting up there and getting back. But we'll see where all this goes. It's always great to talk, and thank you for your ongoing research and trying to warn the church what's going on. I appreciate it.
I do have a couple other things to say. Do we have a bit of time?
Sure, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm very, very concerned, obviously, about everything that's going on in the world. But these entities use people to use humans to kill humans. They use people to lie to people. They possess people. A lot of these researchers, and I've got to say it, I've got to speak my mind, and you hear somebody that's researched for 30 years coming out and saying there is no evidence that these things are a threat to humanity. It makes my head spin.
Yeah, mine too. Right, mine too.
Stephen Greer, for sure. No such thing as abductions or cattle mutilations. And then you have people can check out some of these individuals, and I believe I have a gift of discernment. A lady named Caroline Corey from California, neck of the woods. I just looked at her and knew what was up with her. She's an energy healer, channeling, and of course the Space Brothers. She interviews people like William Shatner to find out what's going on with the Space Brothers. How ridiculous is that? And she interviews guys off of the Princeton, the cruiser that was in that Nimitz area task force.
Right.
And the guys in tears saying, why would we attack them? They've never hurt a human in their life. These are people that don't know what they're talking about. And it doesn't make them bad people. They're just ignorant of what's going on. But then they have the Caroline Coreys, Dolans, the Greers, and so on and so on. And by the way, all these people have spirit guides. Guaranteed they have unclean spirits in them. They're here now to deceive the masses. They literally are here to deceive.
And this is why, if I can, we've done 10 films, and this, Al, you're in several of them, but 9 and 10, what is the truth? And we show, here are the two paradigms, and as a born-again, spirit-filled Christian, I believe that these are nefarious, like you. I believe that these are nefarious entities. This is the coming great deception. There's nothing good about it at all on any level. End of story.
Totally. I mean, anybody that uses common sense and looks into this stuff. I was watching something by Lou Elizondo, the former gentleman from the Pentagon. I do like him.
Yeah, Lou's great.
He is great. He did a study in France on horse mutilations, 500 horses. And he said some of these horses are dumped back in the fields where they were taken from, still alive, missing their eyes, their tongues, and half their jaws.
Whoa.
The police are showing up saying, you're not supposed to talk about this. We're investigating it. It's a hush on it. 500 horses. So when I hear people coming out and saying, there's nothing wrong with these things, they're here to help us.
No, we're not.
Think of all the people that have vanished off the planet. No closure to their families, not to mention the horrific abductions. Interviewed me, Karen, and there's millions of others. People come out and they've so-called researched this for 30 years. Their opinion is that there's nothing wrong with this. That's telling me a big red flag. There's something else going on with these people. They have unclean spirits in them. They do. It's just like these religions, so-called religions. It's in everything.
Well, it's heating up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We are at an unprecedented time in all of history, and we'll see where it goes. Jesus warned us that it would be like the days of Noah. He warns us that men would faint from fear from what's coming upon the earth, that even the elect would be deceived, that were possible. So, we're in it, Al, and I just thank you for coming on the record as always, and, we certainly appreciate it.
What else can I say? I mean, it's disturbing. I'm very disturbed. People are going to look into what's going on when they hear, the Navy's talking about this. Let's check out this researcher. He's got 30 years of research. They tell you the exact opposite of what's going on. And
I concur. And folks, if you want to do a deep dive on this, right now we have 8 films that we've released in our UFO series. LAMarzulli.com, LAMarzulli.com. You can also stream them, streaming.LAMarzulli.net. Go to the site. There's links all over there. And we'll see where all this goes. Al, thanks so much for coming on the record. Really appreciate it. Hey folks, I have a special announcement. We just opened up a new website. It's called RoswellRevisited.com. RoswellRevisited.com. I want to thank Chauncey Green for getting that set up for it. Please go there and check it out. We've got a deal for you. We really do. Both of these incredible DVDs. This is real investigative journalism. RoswellRevisited.com. Go check it out now. And we've got a special deal for both of these 2 DVDs, and I think you'll find it interesting. By the way, when you guys buy the DVDs from us or watch on our streaming station, you help keep the lights on here and keep us moving the ball further down the court. UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. RoswellRevisited.com, RoswellRevisited.com. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to Gil Zimmerman, because Gil and I worked on this film, and I think it's the best 2 films we've ever created in our entire time together and in the entire UFO film series. 9 and 10 will be coming out very shortly. More about that soon. Meantime, RoswellRevisited.com. Thanks so much.